So these are the grips that I've decided to use on this bike. I purchased them from eBay. I just like the color. I'm going to try and match the seat design to this just a little bit, not exactly the same. However, when I went to install them and put the mechanism in, the controls, it just wouldn't line up. Nothing would happen. I couldn't quite get it to close. It just wouldn't work. So I was like, I'll leave it for now and I'll put it on hold and I'll get back to that one. And when I went to my computer, I went to reply to some comments that I was getting, and one of the comments was by from Silver Trust 32, and he said to me he's had the same problem with he's purchased the exact same grips, and how he solved the problem, I didn't even need to go through the process of figuring this out because someone already commented on it. And thank you very much for doing this. You're a legend for actually just giving me your feedback on what you've done. So what he did, and if anyone else is going through the same thing and they want to put these grips on the CBs, he's got a 78 and this is a 93, so I'm sure it's across the board. What he did was he grabbed this, put it in a bench vise, crushed it, got rid of the plastic insert, and then just used the original insert, which will probably last a lot longer than the eBay one anyway, due to the fact it is a lot thicker, looks a lot more heavy duty, and it's made by Honda. So that was an awesome, amazing bit of a tip, I guess, that someone gave me, and now I can pass that on to somebody else who is going through the same thing or looking at changing the grips and just wants to get these eBay ones or something similar. It might sound simple, but it saves you that headache of trying to figure it out. So that's what I'm doing, and I just want to thank everybody else who's leaving me comments and leaving me likes if they like these videos, and people who are subscribing who obviously want to see more of this stuff. It encourages me to do more and more, and it motivates me to, I guess, just get more videos out there and show you guys what's possible and what you can do in your little garage. So thank you very much for all that support and help, and I'm just going to get into it. I just had a couple of attempts of trying to fit this over, and it kept sitting up just ever so slightly. It just wasn't quite going down where it should sit. So I was like, there's got to be something stopping it, and I thought it was this little piece here, because this little piece just spins out of, and it pushes down obviously those cables, but it wasn't that. In fact, it was this this little, I'm just going to check to see if you can see, it's obviously this little brass stud, and that obviously locates this and stops it from spinning on you whenever you get it in position. Now, how to find where exactly to put that? Well, I figured I'll just go by the original handlebars and just copy whatever they've done there. So I grabbed the originals, so I kind of just put this up. I worked out they're pretty much the same length. Overall, they're pretty much the same length in, obviously, here. So what I did was pretty much turn them upside down like that, worked out where that it sits exactly. Obviously this is on the other side, so that's there. So yeah, I turned them upside down, and then I worked out that where this hole here is what locates that particular stud in here. And so I'm just going to basically duplicate that. And it won't really matter where I drill it, because this whole thing spins around anyway. So if I made a slight mistake and I did it in the wrong spot, not saying I will, but if I did, it wouldn't matter. You can just turn it ever so slightly, drill another one, and once this goes on, it'll cover it all up anyway. So if you do this yourself, you'll just know that. I'm not 100% sure what the second one's for. It may be for something else, and obviously someone's done a bit of a welding job here at some point on the bike, done a plug and then ground it back. Maybe to put this end thing in, not 100% sure, but anyway, not worried about that. I would say that I'd probably end up changing these guys out, but the reason I put them on and drilled that hole and had it all set up was because at one point when I'm finished doing everything and just doing that initial setup, I'm going to want to take it for a ride just to see how everything feels and just sort of get an idea on how I want it to sit on the road, like height wise, just everything, just because it's a new thing. I mean, it's going to be the most daunting part of it because you know, you're going to wonder, have I actually done all the nuts and bolts up tight enough? Is there anything I forgot? That whole process is going to go through my head, but it's stuff like this that I'm probably just going to leave on for the meantime, and I will change it out later. It's pretty simple to change out. Actually, I'm not sure if it's simple, but it is just something that can be done. It's here. It's quite easy to get to, so it's not something I'm really worried about at this stage. So now that it's all pretty much in and I know it fits, it's a matter of just doing other things that are more important, like getting the stoppers done on this, getting the electric side of it maybe sorted out. I mean, there are things that I'm just going to be searching when I'm not on the bike, like these lights, these little signals that I purchased. I basically just bought these to trial them to see what they're like. I thought they were going to be awesome, but they're really not that bright. I don't think I really want to risk my safety on something just to skimp out on a little bit of money for something like a signal, an indicator or a flasher, whatever you want to call it. I could modify these and make them brighter, or just go and buy some more expensive ones which are really bright. I might just plug it into the battery and show you how bright they are. So I'm in a garage right now, and this is a fully charged battery, and I know that might look bright, but it actually isn't that bright considering if you're thinking about that being outside. I've seen these and they're absolutely ridiculously bright. So I'm just going to do a test here outside next to a car indicator or blinker, and it's actually not too bad. I thought it was a lot worse than that. Considering the angle that they sit on a handlebar, I guess like that, it's when most cars would see them. So yeah, it's quite bright. I don't know, this is an overcast day, so yeah, it's not the best time to test it, but we'll see how we go anyway. So if you're looking at getting them, it's a maybe.
And I feel